Okay, so here's a way of thinking about lean. We start out by asking, what is the process? And we take in some things and we put out some things. So there's inputs and outputs. Now, in a traditional process, the inputs are in the form of a bundle of inputs, a batch. That is inventory. And again, that could be information inventory. We've got a big inbox on my email, or I'm getting all these reports from engineering, or all these test results from the laboratory, or it could be a small amount of inventory. But usually it's pretty big. And then we keep on producing based on our own logic, what we have available to us, what our priorities are, and then we push out stuff, information, product, service, and it waits for somebody else to pick it up and use it. So it's inventory in, inventory out of a process. So we can build on that. And what really happens in a company is there's lots of processes, and they're all kind of independently working based on their metrics, based on what they do. Purchasing is purchasing. The stamping department is making steel parts a certain shape. The painting department is painting them. The accounting department is generating reports. So you have all these disconnected processes, and they're all working from inventory, and they're all building to inventory. Now, one thing we know about inventory, and we learned that from Taiichi Ohno, the founder of the Toyota production system, is that inventory hides problems. As long as I'm busy working and doing stuff, and I'm not directly connected to my customer, my immediate customer, I can be happy and dumb and ignorant. I don't have to know that, in fact, I'm not providing information in a good form, and they're struggling to figure out what I was really trying to say, and where in this report is really what they need. And they're all doing that. I could be ignorant of it and think I'm doing a great job. And I'm busy. I'm fighting fires, I'm working, and I'm a good person because I'm doing a lot of good work. So the inventory and the disconnection between these processes actually hides the problems, allows people to stay within their silo. So what we do with Lean first is you try to create some basic flow. And what this is showing is, for example, in a manufacturing situation, we now connect these processes, but they're connected by what are called marketplaces. That is, at least I organize what I am producing into buckets, and then the next process takes what they need, and that will tell me to produce more of what they took away. That's a standard pull system. You take a red part, and now I'm down to only one red part, so I need to make a batch of red parts. You take blue parts, I'm down to a small number of blue parts, I need to make blue parts. Now I'm connected to you. I'm not directly making what you need next, but at least I'm replenishing what you're going to need at some time in the future. And I've even seen pull systems in purely service processes or even in engineering processes where the test department is pulling from the prototype department, and the prototype department is pulling from the department that designs the tooling. And they're connected by some sort of visual Kanban system. So now we've got some connection. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to realize where the problems are. I'm running out of the red parts. I'm running out of the blue parts. The red parts are defective, so now they're coming back with a bunch of orders for red parts, and I don't have any. So you start to see the problems. So the next step in the evolution is that the problems start to bubble up, and there's some small ones and some medium ones and some really big ones. And again, the Toyota way is about solving problems, but you can't solve them until they're visible. And as you reduce the inventory, as you get closer to your customer, the problems go from invisible to they're screaming out at you. I need to be solved now. That then demands team problem solving because you have all these problems just in your face. In fact, someone who worked for Toyota, American, who was being trained by one of the best Japanese experts on TPS, said that what she really learned from all this deep training she had gotten was that just-in-time is probably a misnomer. That pillar of just-in-time, she said, really should be called just in your face. Because the problems are just there, and you know immediately that you're running out of these parts. You know immediately that your customer can't read this report, and you're getting immediate feedback.
Oh, you said
now you know the problems.
When you get closer to the marketplace, the closer you get, the bigger the problems are. But what you mean by closer is less inventory, less lead time, right?
Yes. So time, if you look at, for example, Gold Rat, he started with physical inventory, then he started to talk about service processes and time buffers. So a time buffer is another type of inventory. I add in a few days between when you asked me to deliver something and when I have to deliver it. And now I've got 2 days of slack where I have problems, but as long as I solve those problems within the extra 2 days, you don't care and you don't know about it.